Hey everyone, welcome to episode 1. We are going to be doing a curly afro. So I started this one without recording first, and I thought, hey, this could be a good YouTube video. So I'm using MediBang Paint Pro to do this, and I am using the pen sharp tool brush, the pen sharp brush, and I'm just doing some coils, some squiggles, and the variation in size can change, whatever. The opacity can change, and all I'm doing is just all these curls all over the outside of her hair, just going along the outline of what the original picture is like. Yeah, I really enjoy doing this one because of all the little curls. I find curly hair really fun to draw, so I hope this helps you learn to draw curly hair as well. You will see in the top left corner that I will be alternating between the size and the opacity. So right now the size is still quite big, but the opacity is quite low. It's less than 50%. So it's going to be quite transparent and quite see-through. So yeah, just keep watching, and I'm using the color black. I really like using the color black for hair because I think it just stands out so much better, especially on a grey background or any light color background, like light pink or light purple, light blue, anything that's light. It goes really well with black, especially when you add the highlights into it. We're going to be doing that today as well, so just wait until the end and I'll show you how to do highlights in curly hair. And this woman's hair is beautiful. The curls are just so perfect. They're really nice, and I think people should just have more confidence in their natural hair. And it's really nice to see a lot of black women taking advantage of that, and not wearing so much wigs, not straightening their hair or relaxing it all the time. People's taking more pride in their natural hair, and I think it's really nice to see. I have curly hair as well, and I love my curly hair. I used to straighten it all the time, almost every single day when I was in school, and it damaged my hair so badly. And now I think back to it and I'm like, why did I just not embrace the curls? Embrace the curls. So yeah, I think it's really nice that people are starting to see how nice and fun and versatile curly hair is. You can do so much with it. It's great for volume. It's just beautiful. The curl patterns are they're amazing. It's lovely. I am addicted to watching curly hair videos, and especially on TikTok. Don't get me started. And this is how I do edges. I'm going to be doing a whole other video on edges. It's going to be like a edge challenge where I'm going to be doing loads of different types of edges in one video. Maybe not one video, I might make it 2 videos, but this is a part of a series. So yeah, this is episode 1 on like curly afros, I guess. Episode 1, curly afros. I'm also going to be doing loads of other styles in this series. It's just going to be a whole series of hair and hairstyles and how to draw them on MediBang. So with the edges, I just went for a low opacity. You could choose a decent size. I chose, a decent size. I'm still using the pen sharp tool brush. I keep calling it tool. It's a brush. Use the pen sharp brush and just do swoops. Kind of like how you would do not your edges, where you just do swoops, and it comes together like this, and it's just edges. But I understand why edges could be quite hard to draw, especially when they have like some crazy patterns and stuff. So that's what I'm going to be doing in the edges baby hair challenge, whatever. So yeah, now I'm adding some detail with a very small, thin size of the pen sharp brush. That's the brush that I mainly use when I'm drawing. And also I use the pencil to color in the hair, to like, cause you know what I'm saying. Just use the pencil to fill in the spaces. Just fill it in, and I also like to use different layers because I find it a lot easier to manage using different layers, because if you need to get rid of a part, you just find where it is on whatever layer you used and then just erase it. Like it doesn't clash with the other parts that you might want to keep. So as you can see, I just use layer, just different layers for different types of curls, I would say. With the ones that I done in the beginning, the bold big, the bold ones, the ones that was 100% opacity and the curls that were quite big, that layer is a whole different layer from the small detailed ones that I'm doing now. Just in case I might want to change some stuff up, and it just gives me some freedom to change more things. So I hope this is helping you. I'm not too great at explaining things, but you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just adding in some curls just wherever I feel like it needs it. And these were these were big curls that I was doing with a big size brush, and it's over 50% opacity, but it's still not completely opaque. But it's not completely transparent, so yeah. The hair silhouettes that I drew on my page, on my Instagram page, JBW Art, if you'd like to check it out. The hair silhouettes that I've drawn previously, and they're up on my page. I had to take some down because I actually sell my hair silhouettes to hair companies and businesses that want to purchase them, and especially for businesses that use my artwork for logos, and that's going to be their whole brand logo. I don't like the fact that people could actually steal them from my page and use it as theirs, because it's no longer mine once I sell it, So I'm just drawing all of these ones just to give people just to give them more options to choose from. So yeah, as you can see here, I went for a whole different layer again, and I got a red outline, and I just outlined her face so it's easier for me to see like parts like that. The parts that go inside her face, which isn't meant to be there, I could just erase them easily, because they're all on different layers. I'd say that's one of the only problems with having multiple layers, is that when it comes to things like this, you can't just get rid of all of that mess in one go. Maybe you can, maybe there is a easier way to do this, but I just haven't found that out yet. So if I find something out, then I'll let you guys know in my future episodes. So yeah, that's what I'm doing now. I'm just erasing the parts that I don't need. Yeah, and I'm filling in the parts that I do need. And as you can see here, I actually did use the airbrush brush just to fill in some spaces. Like you could use the pencil, or you could use the airbrush. If it's too harsh using the pencil to fill in some areas, you could just use the airbrush brush, and it will just blend things together. So here now I am just erasing the parts that I don't need and trying my best to line it up and make it the same opacity, because I want them to blend. After this, after this I'm going to press the protect alpha option above the layers, and it makes whatever color you put into that layer that you just drew. Like, it just makes it black, you know. You could just draw whatever you want inside that section and it doesn't go outside the lines. So that's really helpful. So yeah, I think it's looking good so far. What do you guys think? And now moving on to the eyes. I just used the pen sharp brush again, and I just do an outline of where the eyeliner would be. And for the eyebrows, I use a lower opacity and just do little flicks and, you know, just create an eyebrow shape. And you can see what I'm doing here. And then after, I would use the eraser tool, and I would make sure the edges are soft and they're smooth rather than harsh lines. And I would lower the opacity and just go along the bottom of the eyebrow just to clean it up a little bit, kind of like how you use concealer to, you know, clean up your, you know, I don't know, your eyebrow after you pencil it in, whatever. So that's what I'm doing here. Towards the front of the eyebrow, I like to make sure the opacity goes lower and lower and lower, just so it gives that fading effect. And for the eyelashes, once again, I like to use different opacities and different sizes just to give variation within the eyelash. So it creates drama. It creates a nice, what's the word that I'm looking for? It creates a nice pattern throughout the eyelash to make it look not so cartoony or not so so boring, you know. Yeah, it just gives it more personality when you use different, you know, different sizes and different opacities. It just creates uniqueness. That's what I'm looking for. It creates uniqueness. So just experiment and see what works for the picture. I do the same thing with the bottom eyelashes and just use the the eraser with a smooth edge and just, you know, clean up the parts that I don't need, which would actually be going inside the eye. So right now I'm changing the background color, so yeah, just to make sure it stands out a little bit more. And now we're going on to the highlighting of the hair, which for me is the part that takes the longest and is probably one of my least favorite parts about drawing hair. I feel like the highlights, it does add texture, and it makes things look more real when you add the highlights, but it just takes some time and it takes some patience, so you have to be really patient with it. It should be done on a whole new layer. It just so it doesn't clash with what you already drawn, you know, because if it went wrong, you don't want to have to erase what you already done, because it should be looking perfect. So yeah, I use a color of gray to do the highlighting, and I think it would be great to experiment with the opacity of, you know, the picture itself that you're, you know, copying from, because then you could actually see where the highlights in her hair is. And as you can see, I'm just going over where her natural highlights are, the, you know, the lighter parts of her hair. And I usually don't do one single flick for the highlights. I used to do that, but it does look more cartoony, more drawn. But if you want it to look more realistic, I would say use quite a low opacity, and just do like 3 or 4 repetitive, or 6 3, 4, 6, 10. It depends on the opacity. You don't want it to be too harsh, but in one section just do like layers of lines layers of what are these called? Layers of swooshes, I would say. So yeah, as you can see, when you put everything together, it looks it looks a bit more real, it looks a bit more textured, especially when it's grey. You can use other colors as well, especially if the hair is dyed. I might do one like a dyed hair edition or episode. A dyed hair episode, just to show you how to highlight dyed hair maybe. So yeah, I feel, well, this part is the most tedious part, but once you get through it, it's worth it. The weather over here in the UK has been nice for the past couple days, or 3-4 days, whatever. So I felt like it would be a good idea to add these sound effects in the background. Let me know what you guys think of them. I think they're quite relaxing. I think they're quite relaxing. It's kind of like a chill and draw with me type of video. But also a tutorial, because I'm kind of teaching. It's also good to highlight the curls at the bottom, as you can see, like what I'm doing now, because it just adds more personality and it shows that the other curls aren't left out. So yeah, this is basically how I draw curly hair. So if you like this video, like it, send it to people, comment, send it to artists, send it to people with curly hair. So yeah, just help me out a little bit. Let me know what you like. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thank you for watching. Bye.